Good morning, everyone. Here is my speech of my final essay. The poverty of blacks may be a serious social problem facing American society today. We know that under the capitalist market economy, the poorer the family, the harder it is to accumulate wealth. The poverty of generations will induce rebellious psychology such as hatred of society. Today, I will discuss the poverty of black children and some of the measures we may implement. For the next slide, as we all know, the slave trade has caused very long-lasting impacts on African Americans. They were once banned from reading and forbidden to resist white privileges. They were regarded as animals. The long-standing white supremacy culture has hindered African Americans even more. Poverty is passed from one generation of parents to the next generation, forming a vicious circle. In the United States in the 21st century, Hispanic and blacks are two races that have lived below the poverty line for a long time. Their children face the pressure of material life, higher fatality rate, more likely to participate in violent crimes, and only one parent working to support their family. According to their statistics, the poverty rate of black children is much higher than that of whites and Asians, and more than 40% of black children live below the poverty line. Moreover, the overall poverty rate of blacks is higher than that of other minorities in every state in the United States. When these black children born in poor families grow up, women showed more positive characteristics. Women are more likely to receive higher education and upwardly mobile. Black men are more likely to join gangs and participate in violent crimes. This chart clearly shows that since the 21st century, more and more black women have received more college education than black men. But in general, the poverty of black children can cause serious problems. For example, the shortage of education resources, the discrimination against poverty and skin color from peers, and the psychological problems induced by this. There is also the death rate and the crime rate that I just mentioned. Next, in order to improve this situation, I think we can provide the following solutions. Encourage both parents to go to work, reduce the probability of single mothers, reform the existing welfare system, implement bans on income inequality and employment inequality, and completely eliminate race segregation. In terms of education, improve the quality and the system of education in public schools. Pravara is a welfare system reform program implemented at the end of the last century. I think it failed in general, especially for black children. Reducing welfare and encouraging employment doesn't guarantee the healthy growth of black children. Because there are a large number of black children dependent on welfare, and their low-skilled parents cannot find a stable income job. Next, moreover, a large proportion of black families have only one mother or one father. Statistics show that the number of black single mothers has remained high from 2010 to 2019. Treatise research also finds that only 32.2% of black children live in two-parent families. Then I think that some coercive measures should be taken for the fathers or mothers of black children born without wedlock to allow them to provide material support for their offspring. Or pregnancy without marriage is strictly prohibited. In addition, there are requirements for And finally, in addition, there are requirements for society since black children have no money to attend private schools. The government should improve the teaching staff and the quality of education in public schools, reduce the unfair treatment of black people in employment. For those black families who need help, provide necessary material assistance while encouraging them to find employment. In summary, the seriousness of the poverty problem of black children is obvious. In order to prevent further turmoil in the social order, the government and social institutions should reform the employment, education, and welfare systems of blacks. What's more important is that while the black groups themselves are constantly striving for equal rights, they must also strive to get rid of degeneration.